1st October. The new contract type for this system, for this product in our system is PSE. This is for your notice. And on the right, you can see that's the updated brochure for Smart PA Enhanced. So what exactly is Smart PA Enhanced? It's a comprehensive PA policy for individuals and families, because we have plans for individual and spouse, and for family as well. And it can also be issued as a group policy for companies. So you have companies who like the product because it's very comprehensive, so you can actually have individual names on the policy. Yeah. So it is a worldwide 24/7 coverage. Why comprehensive? Because there are actually many benefits, 25 benefits in one policy. Okay, who can buy Smart PA Enhanced? For adults, it's 18 to 69, and is renewable up to age 100. Yeah. And for children, because it's a family plan, so children can start from 30 days up to 18 or 23 years old if pursuing full-time education. So up to 23 if they are in full-time education. Yeah. So we have covers for class 1, 2, and 3. Class 3, I think, limited up to plan 3 or 4, if I'm not mistaken. Okay. Please note this product is renewable up to age 100. Yeah, but from age 80 and above, the accidental death and permanent disablement cover will be reduced by 50% from age 80 onwards. The premium remains the same, but the sum insured will reduce for accidental death and permanent disablement, yeah, of the 50%. And obviously, because double indemnity is based on the principal sum insured, so that will also be reduced by 50%. The other benefits, the limits will remain unchanged. So only ADPD will be reduced from age 80 onwards. On the right, you'll see some of what we think are the key target markets from our data from our system. You'll see the bulk of our policy holders are young professional families. I think maybe those age 30 and above. And obviously what we call established families are parents with older kids, meaning kids are already in teenagers. And also because we are renewable up to age 100, so it's actually open to the mass market. Yeah, and we have many plans. I'll go through. Yep, we have 7 plans, so starting from 50,000 up to 1 million. So this is our flagship product, and it's for mass market. It can cater to many different segments. But the key segments I've mentioned earlier, those are from our data. That's are the ones who are purchasing Smart PA Enhanced. So there are 7 plans to cater for different budgets. And with the family plan, you buy the family plan is 3 times the limit of the individual. Yeah, so it's up to plan 7 up to 3 million cover, and our product covers unlimited number of children, but it is capped at the maximum of 3 times the individual limit.
Why?
Okay, thank you for muting. Okay, next, the other key feature of this product is the renewal bonus. Okay, so renewal bonus means that the principal sum insured, means your plan that you purchase, the accidental death and permanent disablement sum insured will increase 15% per year up to 120% if your policy is renewed. Okay, provided that there is no claim under accidental death and permanent disablement, and it is continuously renewed, means there's no lapse period. So if you renew your policy every year, so it's 15% increase in your sum insured every year, up to 120% of the original principal sum insured. Okay, so I think I'll show you an example next how it works. For up to 100, for example, you take a $100,000 plan by once you reach 120% after 8 years, it means your coverage has increased to 220,000 from the original $100,000 plan that you purchased. Yeah. So if you continue to renew and there's no claim on ADPD, then your sum insured will increase. That's the renewal bonus. So do know that other claims will not affect renewal bonus. So small claims, your medical expenses claim will not affect your renewal bonus. Only claims under accidental death and permanent disablement will affect your renewal bonus. I think we are still one of the highest among our competitors at giving 15% and up to 120%. Yeah, so this is just an illustration. So compared to a standard 10% per year renewal bonus, so always you can see that it increases faster and you get a higher limit by end of 8 years. Okay, so the other feature on the product is double indemnity. That means we pay double the principal sum insured in the event of accidental death or permanent disablement when traveling in public transport, traveling overseas, if you're a victim of snatch, theft, and robbery, and also during festive season, 3 days before and 3 days after the first day of this festive season. So the main ones for Malaysia, Raya, Hari Raya, Chinese New Year, Deepavali, Christmas, and Gawai for Sarawak, and Harvest Festival for Sabah and Labuan. Okay, another feature is the no claims discount. This is a discount if the policy is renewed and there are no claims in the preceding year. So if there's no claim at all on the policy, you get a 10% discount on your renewal premium. So it's eligible every year as long as no claims every year. So you can every time you renew your policy, you get a 10% discount on the premium. Here at the end, please note that the premium is not a reducing business basis. So it's like not every year it's going to reduce by 10%. For example, if your premium is 100 ringgit, so after 1 year, there's no claims, you get a 10% discount on your premium. So if your premium was 100 ringgit, after 10% discount, you pay 90 ringgit, correct? And after you pay 90 ringgit, so you continue your policy. After another year, you also no claims. So your renewal premium on the next year is also 90 ringgit. Yeah. So it's 100 ringgit less 10%. So it basically is 100 ringgit less 10% for every year that there is no claims. So it's not what I meant is that it's not on reducing basis. It's not 90 ringgit, like after 100 ringgit down to 90 ringgit and then minus another 10% from 90 ringgit minus 81 and then no, it doesn't work that way. So if your policy premium was 100 ringgit, so you get 10% discount from the 100 ringgit every year that you renew the policy and there is no claims. We got a lot of questions on whether it's on a reducing basis previously. Yeah, so I just want to make that very clear. Medical expenses. So there are actually 7 plans. So depending on which plan, there's different limits for the medical expenses. So the highest plan covers medical expenses up to 12,000 ringgit. Yeah. So it covers for treatment of injury due to an accident at any clinic or hospital. We do extend to cover dengue, Zika, malaria, JE, and chikungunya up to 50% of medical expenses limit. So if you're admitted for dengue or Zika, so you can claim up to 50% of the medical expenses limit that you from the plan that you purchased. Okay, one of the other features is we offer cashless admission. This is standard on the policy. So the limit for the cashless admission is up to the plan that you purchase. So if you take the highest plan up to 12,000, you are covered for cashless admission up to 12,000 ringgit. Okay, so we are using Medi Express. So you can basically show your IC at the Medi Express panel hospitals. We don't issue any medical cards because I think we've made it simpler. We did the information to Medi Express so that they know that you are a policy holder of Smart PA Enhanced. So you can just show your IC, they will check that you are a policy holder and they will give the GL for admission to a hospital, but only at the panel hospitals, yeah? So this panel hospitals is available on the Generali website. Yeah, okay. These are the other benefits under the medical expenses section. So we talked about medical expenses. Then there's alternative medical treatment. So this pays up to 500 ringgit per accident for treatment by a traditional medical practitioner, which includes osteopath, chiropractor, herbalist, or bone setter. Okay, I already mentioned about cashless admission. There's a separate limit for dental and corrective surgery. So this pays for additional expenses incurred for dental or corrective cosmetic surgery as a result of an accident. Can we finish this slide? Yeah, maybe answer some of the questions. Daily hospital allowance, yeah. So this pays 250 ringgit for every 24 hours that you are hospitalized in the hospital, and pays up to 180 days. Okay, let me run through some of the questions. For group policy, insured person is added midterm. Yeah, each person is tracked on their own renewal bonus. So the system is able to track by individual. So each individual earns their own renewal bonus and no claims discount, yeah, on the policy. After the claim on 10% NCB, yes. So if your premium is 100 ringgit, if you have a claim already, then your premium will be 100 ringgit for renewal. There is no discount because you have made a claim on the policy. Medical expenses, yes, we include food poisoning, food and beverage poisoning is included in the policy. So yes, it's covered under the medical expenses. Medical expense, no, it does not cover COVID or any pandemic cover. It's for mainly for accident. Only the dengue and Zika, malaria, those are the specific mentioned illnesses that are picked up under medical expenses. Other illnesses, you need to buy the medical policy or the hospital and surgical policy. Yeah. Hospital saying yes, include private hospital. If you check the Medical Express, Medi Express panel, there's a lot of hospitals nationwide that are in the panel. Take over case, not for the first year, only for the following. Only once you have purchased the policy, then your following renewal, you will get the no claims discount. When you take over, if you take over another policy, then you haven't earned the no claims discount from Smart PA Enhance. Okay, quite a lot to go through, so I'll actually go through very quickly on some of the key benefits. Okay, medical expenses, compassionate care. This pays for amount per week for travel and accommodation if a child is hospitalized, a child meaning below 12, yeah. Weekly nursing care is weekly cash allowance reimbursement for special nursing care if required, when post-hospitalization nursing care is required by due to the accident, yeah. So ambulance fees, so pays for the ambulance, you need to be transported following an accident. So it also covers prostheses for purchasing wheelchair, artificial arm, legs, or crutches. 3 times benefit family plan, yes, it will be shared among the family members. So individual, first like individual and the spouse, yeah, so it's split among the family members because we have unlimited children. So normally, if let's say for $100,000 plan, insured is 100,000, spouse is 100,000, and then if it's so unfortunate and whole family passes, then it's obviously that 3 times the limit is split among the entire family. Yes, I'm training too fast, but it is a very short session. I think this will also cover this is supposed to be a refresher. There was an earlier session, so I'll try and cover as much. We'll share the deck as well. We see if I can take that offline. I think if I run through it, it's going to be a very short session today. We will answer it separately. Yeah. Repatriation, it also covers repatriation pays for the cost of cremation at the locality if it's overseas, or bringing back the mortal remains, means bringing back the body back to Malaysia in the event of death if it's overseas. Bereavement allowance. This is bereavement allowance is a lump sum up to 10,000 as bereavement allowance in the event of accident death, and includes if death due to dengue, Zika, malaria, JE, or chikungunya. So this bereavement allowance pays on top of the accident death payout of your principal sum insured. So if your principal sum is 100,000, we'll pay that out for accidental death and also bereavement allowance and also funeral expenses. Okay, so depending on the plan you buy, there's different limits for bereavement allowance and funeral expenses. So it pays on top of the principal sum insured. Yeah, for these two, bereavement and funeral expenses. Right, so also cash relief is also paid out up to 7,500 in the event of accidental death. So these are additional payouts on top of your principal sum insured payout in the event of accidental death. So we also have payout for snatch, theft, and robbery. This is incidental, so it pays out 500 ringgit for each incident of loss or damage to personal effects due to snatch, theft, or robbery. Okay, so this is separate from the PA part of the cover. So this is, so make sure there's a police report that's made if you are a victim of snatch, theft, or robbery. Yeah, so they cover the personal effects. Okay, so if you're injured, that comes under the medical expenses section. Yeah, if you're injured after snatch, theft, you need to go to a clinic. That is picked up under the medical expenses. This is additional payout for personal effects. But please make a police report within 24 hours. There's also kidnap coverage. So there is two different limits so they pay out the sum insured if the insured person is kidnapped. Loan protector, this contributes to repayment of the insured person's outstanding debts up to 7,500 in the event of accidental death. We also have a personal liability cover, indemnifies the insured person if they become legally liable to the party for bodily injury or damage to the party property. Okay, so these are the special extensions in the policy. So these are also picked up, amateur sports, disappearance, drowning, exposure. I mentioned about food and drink poisoning, so this is also picked up. Hijack, intoxication by alcohol, except whilst driving, motorcycling, murder, and assault. Question comes up very often whether it's insect bites, poison snake is also covered. Scuba diving is also covered under this up to 30 meters if certified as a scuba if you're certified, and also winter sports is also picked up under this policy. There is an optional benefit, temporary total disablement. So this is the weekly benefit up to 104 weeks if the insured is temporarily and continuously disabled and unable to attend work after an accident. It needs to be certified by a medical practitioner. Yeah. So yeah, so I mentioned earlier, plans 1, 2, and 3 are only for occupation class 3. That means the lower limits. Open for class 3. All other plans you can buy for temporary total disablement for class 1 and 2. I think some of you are already familiar with takeover, but I'll run through it for those who are not familiar because there's a question. So we do allow takeover of the renewal bonus from the competitors policy, provided that the competitors policy has a renewal bonus feature. Okay, so if you're taking about Allianz policy, I think the PA has a renewal bonus feature, so we can take over the renewal bonus feature from the Allianz policy. But if the product does not have any renewal bonus feature, then there is no renewal bonus to take over. just to quickly run through this, run through it in the previous session. So these are three different examples. So first example, if example insurer A, 3 years renewal bonus on the policy. So on the existing policy, after 3 years, they already have 15% renewal bonus. Yeah. So you manage to convince your insured to switch over to Generali. So when they switch over on renewal, so if they had renewed on their own insurer, they will get the 4th year, correct? So we will actually, when they renew with us, we will also give them the 4th year renewal bonus. So our renewal bonus at 15%, correct? So 4th year times 15% per year, we're actually giving them 60% renewal bonus because we take over their renewal bonus. Okay, this is the first example. Second example is also similar. So I say 7 years on the policy. So on the policy, insured already has 70% renewal bonus on the existing policy. So if they had renewed also on the existing policy, they would have gotten the 8th year renewal bonus, correct? So when they switch over upon renewal, we will also give them the 8th year renewal. So 8 times 15, up to a maximum of 120% already. Okay. So in renewal C, this the third example is if it's midterm changing. So in similar to example B, so this one is also 70% on the policy, but insured decides to cancel and switch over. So when they cancel and switch over, we only give the existing renewal bonus on the policy when we take over. It's not a renewal, so we can give the 8th year. We only continue on the 7th year, correct? Because on the policy it's 7 years, right? 70%. So we only give the 7th year renewal bonus because it's midterm, cancel and switching over. Okay, so 7 times 15%, up to 105%. So this is an example of the switching. So if I switch over in the second and third example, so if you switch over, we give them an 8th year renewal, it will jump up to 120%. Just to highlight, these are the key exclusions from the policy. There are obviously some other ones there, so please run through the exclusions on the policy, but these are the key ones. You can get a copy of the policy wording from the website. Yeah. So maybe I'll let you run through with again, I'm just highlight on the questions that always comes up. So always pre-existing condition is excluded. Extreme sports, racing other than on foot is excluded. So running marathons, those are still covered. Yeah. Mountaineering is also a question that always comes up. We do not have a height restriction, but any mountaineering requiring the use of climbing equipment and or ropes is excluded. Any outdoor rock climbing is excluded. Or if you're hiking or trekking in remote areas without any licensed guide, that is also excluded. Okay. Bungee jumping, those are picked up. Normally, any aerial activities requiring the person that being in the air is excluded, but we extend to cover skydiving because it is called as a leisure pursuit, leisure activity, bungee jumping or hot air balloon rides. People do this when they do traveling, so this is picked up under the policy. Okay, I think I went through. Yeah, this is some of the frequently asked questions from previous sessions. I think I ran through some of the questions already. I will share the deck with you. So let me answer some of the questions. I'll let you run through this. Now I'll run through some of the questions I've not answered. Yeah. Variable allowance and funeral expenses pay. Yes, it's based on top. I mentioned that. Based on top of your accidental death sum insured. Ironman sport is this amateur sport, so that is covered. As long as you're doing it as an amateur, then it is covered. Special extension, yes, includes medical. Kidnap and PL, I can't remember offhand. Can refer to the brochure, please. The table of benefits is in the brochure, so you can check all the limits. As I don't go through the table of limits in the screen, it'll be very small. So you can get a copy of the brochure from the website. Exposure is defined in the policy. Hold on, let me get the policy. Okay, we will run through some of the other questions first. Yep, any upgrade you have to submit a new proposal form, so that will be a separate, if allowed. Okay, so it's a separate submission for any upgrades. We'll review it individually again. So you have to earn the renewal bonus and NCD and renewal bonus. The 69 years plus, there's almost a border of the policy. The pre-existing high blood pressure, I think it's quite high risk already. I think might be an issue for underwriting acceptance. Yeah. Jenny, OKU can buy. I think that one it's referral already. So again, depends on what is the existing issue for OKU. Yeah. So that is a referral. So you need to submit that for answer the questions and submit to underwriters. Jeep Ultra Marathon, I don't think it's excluded, but let me come back to you. I don't think we have a restriction on the distance of any running. Okay. Some underwriting issues, I think I need underwriters to answer those questions. Special extension, it includes medical as well. Okay, Brian, we need to answer a few more questions, then I'll pass it to you, Brian. Yeah. So regarding renewal bonus for takeover policy from other insurer, need to get approval. Yes. I think the MOs can review this for the, yep. So approval, yes, you need to submit, obviously you need to submit evidence of the previous policy. What is the existing renewal bonus on the previous policy? So obviously we need to check, and then before we can give the next level renewal. Does the insured need to declare health status on renewal? No. So upon applying for the policy, but obviously if any major changes to the person, then they should update lah. That may affect the policy line that is required to update. Can a person take a new policy with higher submission if already have a PA? If the existing smart PA and has to is considered upgrade if existing PA There's also a referral. You need to submit a new submission to change to a higher grade, upgrade to higher sum insured. Okay, you need to submit the proposal form again and answer the questions again. Okay, if you have other policies, non-smart PA, if you buy, you can still buy smart PA, but you need to declare what it's a requirement to declare all your PAs when you buy this PA, especially for high sum insured. So you just need to be careful for overexposure. Take over does not get a no claims discount. Only on Smart PA existing. If you already have a policy on the Smart PA Enhanced, when you renew, then you will get the no claims discount. Yeah. My example, year 7 gave what they have. Year 8 will continue to get bonus. Yes. Correct. So basically, we'll give the renewal year based on what was on the previous policy. If they renewed, then we'll give the following year renewal bonus. Legal liability, obviously the person needs to be legally liable, whether it's negligent. This has to be taken up. We can see whether it's covered, but you can submit for claims if the stranger visitor takes up a case against the insured and the insured is deemed as negligent. Yeah, then submit that for claims to assess. Maximum sum insured for this policy is 1 million. So renewal bonus is 120%. So 2.2 million. If the renewal bonus is full already and it's valid claim, then yeah, it's up to 2.2 plus the bereavement expenses, funeral expenses. Omni system, I will pass that on to Brian for questions on Omni. Personal liability, I think that probably have to take up separately and take some time to go through that. Can children below 18 years old buy individual policy? No, and below 18, no. Not on the one. Has been the parent's name. The claims one, I really cannot answer for that one. That one needs to submit to claim side to assess on the part. Diabetes. The person who was already diabetic is excluded. I think it's excluded under the policy. Yeah. So yeah. So if it's already diabetic, I don't think we accept anymore. Okay, I passed my time. I think I'll pass on to Brian. Okay, I'll share the deck. These are some key points. Yep. Okay. So the marketing materials are on the website. So you search through under products. You see under PA, you see Smart PA Enhanced. So you get the policy wording, the brochure, all from there. Yeah. Okay. Thanks. I'll pass on to Brian. Over to you.
Brian, cái này là chia thầy cảm ơn.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank you, Charis. Over to Brian and Fitria.
Hello. Hi. Brian is engaged on the other line, so I took over instead. Okay, but I have issue with my mic, so I have to use the Brian's computer. So what I'll do is that I will go through on the system issuance for the Smart PA Enhanced. Let me just mute my own screen first. Yeah, bear with me.
Itu dia nampak di ni ya.
Basically, we had deployed the Smart PA Enhanced product effective of 3rd of October. So we went live by then. So with that, agent can actually directly issue the policy from the front end system. So unless cases that requires a referral, then the referral process will trigger. As for the system behavior, it is similar with other products that has been included into the Omni AG system. So there's not many changes in terms of system behaviors. So basically, I will walk through on the Smart PA Enhanced, but there are changes in terms of the requirements, that the information that the agents will have to collect and acquire in advance. This information includes the renewal for renewal cases as well. So before I go through to the system, just let me brief you guys what are the changes. So prior to this, I think in prior years, if you have I have sold Smart PA Enhanced before. For the family plan, for children, we do not need to submit their NRIC. They don't have to be on name basis, right? And we don't have to provide even the NRIC for your spouse. But for Smart PA Enhanced, the one that is under Generali, please be advised that children will be on name basis. So if you can see that in the proposal form, we had actually stated it clearly. So make sure that you will have, if let's say you wanted to include your your insured children, make sure that you have the name and also the NRIC for policy issuance. And even if let's say for renewal cases, if prior to this we have not have this information, you will need to have this information in hand. The reason that we have this is actually because of the Bank Negara requirement that requires all insured person to be screened through in advance, right? So this is the ruling that has been put in. So hence, we have to have all this information. So we need the IC number and also full name. Similarly, if your spouse, prior to this, you can just give the names. Now we will need the names and their IC number as well. So these are the things that agents have to take note of for renewals. And if you're starting your business, these are the information that we will require. Okay. Now I'm going to move on to the policy issuance. So basically, it's similar. You go to Omni AG. So I have created the client information in advance so that we don't waste some other people's time. Yeah. So what you could do, let's go to the policy issuance. So Smart PA Enhanced falls into the category of Smart PA products. So let's click on it. So prior to this, if you guys have started issuing Smart PA products in the in Omni AG, you will notice that there's Smart Student Care and Smart Care VIP. So now you have an additional drop down of Smart PA Enhanced. So basically, what you have to take notes of, another thing, we actually give you the notes. Please take note, any issues, we will actually, basically there's any error message, please take note of all these error message, because this error message will tell you where or what went wrong. So with this error message, only then we can identify your problem. So basically, the error message tells like this: if you and your spouse are on two different class occupation, let's say for example, I myself is an accountant and my husband will be a chef. A chef is a class 3 occupation. So if let's say I'm actually issuing anything in family plan, the spouse, which is my husband, has to be issued separately. But for myself, then I will be issued under a separate plan. So if I have children, the children should follow the classification on the lower side, which is class 1, the less risky, because the class 3 premium will be higher. So if I have children, then my children will be tagged under my policy. So family plan, take note, always issue the higher class. If let's say there's a class 3 has to be issued separately. Okay, anyway, we're not going to issue any class 3. We're going to issue the simple one because mostly it's class 1 and 2. Okay, so I will key in the client identity. Let's say is the name. Wait, one moment. Oh, okay, sorry. Because I have already picked the client, my client information is actually already down here. Then, okay, so this is where people have to take note of. If let's say, for example, there is an occupation, let's say I'm an accountant class 1, the plan that I have to select, all the plan is you have to select, you can click, you can choose. No changes in terms of premium, it's the same. If I have add-on is actually for the weekly benefits. If I have yes or no, so I can actually key in. So renewal bonus, if let's say under circumstances where you are taking over from another policy, another it's a takeover policy or whatever, that renewal bonus is required. So you can actually key in here what's the estimated renewal bonus, the expected renewal bonus once you're converted. So worry not, because when you do if you're not sure whether it's correct or not, right? Anything that if you key in, if you're entitled for renewal bonus, or you're entitled for NCD and all, this one will require agents or the users to upload documents. Supporting documents means your existing policy. And after that, it will trigger a referral case where the underwriter will have to approve. So the underwriter will actually review all the necessary documents. So if anything that is incorrect or not right, then they will be able to override the information. So let's say this is myself. I'll put the renewal bonus. Yeah, and then if I have NCD. Okay, wait, I need to put my NRFC. Okay, and then your nominees, will be here. This is a lot of people actually didn't see that the nominee sometimes we issue using our phone and all, but nominee is actually on your right hand side. So you have to actually scroll. So let me add my nominee.
Itu. Ada case dekat polisi C, polisi N, satu case dekat polisi C.
Let's say this is my child. I'm sorry, your nominees have to be 18 years and above, yeah. Then once you have added your nominee, this button will turn green. Now I'm going to add my family members. Oh, sorry, I didn't choose the section properly from the top, the selection. So for your children, if they exceeded 23 years of age, there will be a triggering message that will actually appear. Let's say I'm putting someone by mistake who is above 23 years old. And if I didn't have student as my occupation, that will also be a triggering point that you will receive an error message. So you will see that this child is not allowed because of the age. But if I issue it on the, let's say, very young children, this is not. This is okay. Children's no add-on are allowed. So just now I made a mistake of putting an add-on. So basically, if you have your children that is in the category that you're allowed, so anyone that is below 23 years old, but they have to be a student, then you can actually add it. And then the nominee as well. Similarly, you could actually add your nominees if you want to. But ideally, you should actually add everybody with a nominee lah. Okay, so you have to answer all the questionnaires similarly. So whether you have been declared bankruptcy, that's a no. Okay, this is because you are supposed to be in good health. Because if you don't, then it will trigger a referral process. So this one answers to the questions of disabled just now. And then you have to make sure that the average annual income of that particular person has to be 5 times more, or else you can't determine the sum insured while you're insuring that person. So it has to be at least 5 times. So if I'm earning 2,000 a month, so my sum insured 10,000. So if I'm buying something that's 100,000, then it will actually be triggered as a referral risk because it doesn't justify the sum insured. So this one has to be a yes. Okay. Next. Okay, so then you got the summary details of your whatever that that you have actually keyed in, all the informations and all. And if you want to give rebate, this is where you click the rebate. So you have option 5, 10, 15, 20, 25%. So you can only limit it to that options on your rebates. So no 13, no 12. So now I preview and save. But because I have requested for the renewal bonus just now. So if you can see, okay, if you scroll down, after you check all the information and all, if you're able to issue policy, you won't have this part at the top here. So any referral triggering points, there will be a referral remark, which you have to advise your marketing. There's actually a referral case and all, and there's a referral ID. So once you notify the marketing officer, the marketing officer will actually write into the underwriter or reach out to the underwriter to get them checked on the cases, and only then the underwriter will approve. Okay, so let's say, for example, just now I have requested for renewal and NCD document to be uploaded. So I will have to upload the file. Similarly, like your motor insurance, if you have any cases that you wanted to refer, then you are required to upload the documents. So please upload it here, right? So let's say, for example, this is for my for the insured person just now. So you upload the insured person's documents here. Let's see if I have any demo documents. Okay, let's say it has to be in PDF, yeah. But we are actually extending to open it to Japert, because we understand sometimes some agents doesn't have PDF copy. We are still working on it, but once we have changed it to Japert, we will actually notify the marketing officer for the marketing officer to cascade the information to the agents. Okay, let's say I am actually uploading this file. I have to make sure that I upload the file. So then you will see the file has been uploaded. So this is for another person. Okay, the reason why this one has the NCD required documents, because I said that I'm actually entitled for NCD when I was actually issuing the policy or keying in the information just now. Oh, sorry, I have to upload this file first by right. Yes, I also have to redo it. And then there's no need. So once I have uploaded all the information, then I will send for approval. But under circumstances where it is a direct case, no referral required, you can directly issue the policy. And I will actually do a quick demo on one policy afterwards and how the policy layout will look like. But for this case, I need to send for referral. So what you need is that you provide this number, or you take a screenshot and then send to your marketing officer on this number, because the admin user, they will have to key in this number in order to identify which are the referral case. Okay, so that is actually for the referral case. If we have any renewal cases or takeover cases, that requires referral or documents to be uploaded. But a typical case where you don't have to do anything, means you direct just normal person, no referral, you can directly issue policy. This person, let me just quickly go into patient.
Petra,
Yeah.
usually what document need to attach that in the renewal bonus and discount
Okay, so first of all, in terms of the renewal bonus, we will need the existing policy to actually state how many years of the policy has been renewed. And that if let's say, for example, under the policy is not renewed, the insured should provide proof supporting documents, where to either, so what they can do is that they either get the existing insurer to perform an endorsement or to come up with a proper letter that these are the I mean, how many years already has the policy been renewed. So we need that supporting documents. And in terms of NCD as well, they have to prove that there's no claims lah. That is actually, but NCD usually is for renewal cases. Like right now, we are actually triggering a lot of renewal cases to be issued front end as well. So there's particular insured that is holding the SAE policy right now that has no claims. So then they can actually upload the claims documents. Sorry, the current existing policy inside. But for renewal bonus, those are the information that's required. But in short, they need the policy. If the policy don't have the information, they perform an endorsement. Then we will need the policy plus the endorsement. Okay, wait. Where is it below it? Okay, let me put link to the so let me continue back. So I'm gonna add this person to policy number. Let me go back to this page because I think I was interrupted just now. Then I double click a few times. Okay, I will make sure that I have the nominee, but it's okay since we wanted to browse through very quickly on how the normal policy are, but never mind, I'll just keep the nominee very quickly. Age 16. Let me see, where did I key in wrongly? I think there's a system error here. So what I'll do is I'll just remove this person and rekey in the information. This is just a UAT environment. So in the actual environment, there shouldn't be this error that's occurring. Yeah, I saw the bug where because there's a bug here. So what I'll do is that let me quickly just reissue another name and update it because if you can see that the H here doesn't transpose because of the bug. Apologies for that. It still doesn't show the correct information. So what I'll do is I'll just manually change the information then. Yeah, okay. Somebody? I think I did. Yeah, that's okay. Thank you. You do something something. It's yes, someone was so I should step Okay, so we managed to proceed to the next page. And then review all your documents and all, right? And if you have to send to insured, okay, so these are normal cases. So normal case, you won't have the refer remark. That means you could actually directly issue the policy. So let's say that I wanted to send to insured, I could actually just key in the information that I want here. But please take note that if let's say you are emailing directly to the insured, the password will be their names. There's actually an instruction. So usually it consists of the first three letters of their names, and then the year, the policy which is issued. But let me show you how it looks like if I just sorry, I have to remove this, and I generate the quotation. So this is how the quotation is looks like, and if all the information is actually there, the name, whatever that has been answered, right, and then your nominees as well, the information is actually there. Okay, and you can actually save your quotation and all. Now, if let's say I wanted to issue the policy, if I have to go back, we can actually go back to the other page to issue the policy. If confirm 100% insured wants to issue the policy, then you actually issue the policy from here. If not, you will have to go to e-business, just like motor or the quotation side. That's where you actually convert to policy. But let's issue the policy so that you guys can see how the policy layout looks like. Okay, all the information, the policy schedule or the wordings are actually here. Let me print the copy. Yeah. You have to enable your pop-up because there were issues with my computer the other day, so I haven't enabled the pop-up. But there should be a pop-up that you enable.
Dia punya ini sebenarnya premium kan. Ini lah. Cari nak punya address, copy yang ini, cari address ini. Oh, dia pun ini untuk address tu. Ini kan.
There's supposed to be a policy. Never mind. I think the pop-up doesn't work for this one, but the normal one usually work because we have already started issuing a policy for our agents, so they managed to retrieve it. Or else, then this is where you actually can get your policy. So if I want to print the documents. In outside.
Kita ada email kini itu kan.
This one cannot be retrieved to your ATM environment. Fine, can you help me check my extension? Extension. Okay. Okay, so this is how the policy will look like. So you have the invoice on the first page. The table will be, the layout will be different from our prior layout because we are following the generally standard layout. Right, the only one that we have travel is very similar to Eileen is because that is we are adopting the layout from the AXA layout. So as you can see, the plans, these are all the general plan, plan 1, plan 2, plan 3, although but what they need to check whether it's the correct plan, it will be at the top. But it's actually part of their reference. If you wanted to see, this is the plans I'm insured, but this is actually their reference point. So it's a standard table of benefits. Okay, and then they will have to ensure that they check the particulars, whether it's correct or not. Even whatever that they answer, the general questionnaires is actually embedded into the policy page as well. And then you got the insured person details, the declaration. And these are the beneficiaries. Beneficiary information will also appear here. Okay, so basically, these are all the thing. But other than that, this one, the policy wording, is also in the policy as well. If you actually choose policy wording, if let's say, for example, you wanted to refer that, the policy wording is also available in the website as what Haris had shared just now. Okay, that's all from me. Any questions? I'll try to answer. If there's any questions.
There are questions in the chat room.
Okay, let me see. Where was the last question? Okay. Thanks, Sean, for flagging just now. It's actually not the nominee. It's actually the information from the client. Okay. So thanks so much. I didn't notice your messages. You keen single for the mother. Okay. Let's see. Let's go through. Okay, can we issue group policy in the system? Yes, you can. Group policy is actually limited to 20 users for the system as of now. We are still trying to enhance the user numbers for more because there are requirements from the corporate direct team. So that is actually part of the change request that we will actually put in. But for now, if that's not too many, yes, we can issue. But anything that if let's say there are issues of, I mean, any difficulties, like let's say, for example, backdating. Backdating is actually not allowed, but sometimes they were overlooked at all. So we have the, how do you call that? The underwriter didn't restrict for policy to be issued backend. But of course, we will have to seek their approval before we can issue anything backend. Can show how to do renewal on the Smart Pay Enhanced. Chin is actually very similar to just now. The renewal, you just have to upload the renewal bonus, and also we don't have that particular renewal case like the motto where we can key in directly previous search and all. Afterwards, we are actually still working on that module because of certain mapping, so we can't do that. So renewal cases to be treated as a new business issuance. So that means you will have to key in as a new business, but you upload the necessary documents in it. And then after that, we will actually advise the marketing will actually provide the additional information for the underwriters for their quick approval. Looks like now agents have to do all back end work for staff. I think okay, I'm sorry that you feel that way. But I think also we also have to look at how the industry has evolved as well. We try our best. We understand that it's also more work for the agents, but at the same time we also we have to look that the industry has evolved into something that requires some advancement, and a lot of things are also managed self-service these days. But if you have any how do you call that, any hurdles, hopefully not. Of course, everyone doesn't want to have hurdles, so hopefully not. But even if any, I think everybody have to try to work to, I mean, like, find ways. Nothing is easy in this life, yeah. Okay, but definitely we will try what we can do from our end. We understand your pain. What we can do from our end is that maybe we could actually better work on the system so that it becomes more seamless. But other than that, the time has changed, so everything has changed. We have to move along with the time, and digital is part of it. And the good thing is that in generally here, very much, although that digital is coming, we still look look forward for agents, and our CEO actually really emphasized on the growth of agent. And for him, digitalization means the agent should be able to self-service and self-manage, and we have to train our agent to do so. Okay, okay. JL will take notes on the policy issuance. If it's 2 hours, the more you issue, I think the faster you get here. Okay, Haris, it is paid out to policyholder company unless policyholder instructs to pay to individual. Okay, correct. Then after that, any more queries? Okay, any contact number to call to assist agent how to use? Okay, for now, for Omni AG, we very much you have to reach out to the marketing officer. We don't have any how do you call that, any help desk or service desk or any iCare team to teach you on how to issue the policy. So you will have to reach out to your marketing officer. Internally as well, which we of course we don't share with the agents, is that there is also a platform that the marketing officer can actually reach out. There's a group chat that is created in terms of if let's say they have hurdles and all. But other than that, other guides that we actually provide the user manual to the agents. And for this Smart PA Enhanced as well, we will actually provide the user manual because we have another training session on Wednesday, so it will be after that particular training session. Okay, physical training much effective than virtual. I truly agree with that. Any classroom training is definitely much better when it comes to system training. But we have limitation as well in terms of I think it's something that you can discuss, like our side here, we do because when we want to do classroom training, there's a limitation in terms of logistic as well. So we will do this, but I think subsequent to this, there will be a refresher training that physical training will be involved, but that one will requires you to discuss with your marketing officer and also your branches that is servicing you, how they're going to manage it. For takeover case by providing renewal notice, is it okay? Okay, takeover case, renewal, other than the renewal notice, even if let's say the renewal notice has the required information, then it is okay. But most of the time, the renewal notice doesn't have the information that requires by the underwriter, because they need to know the circumstances on let's say, for example, the renewal bonus, whatever that the coverage. So renewal notice don't have that. So if the renewal notice is comprehensive, then it's fine. But most of the time, renewal notice is not enough, so they don't have the information. So it's still best for you to come up with the policy. Even the policy sometimes don't have that particular specific information, so you will still need to ask the insured to perform the endorsement. Okay, depends on which case. If let's say you issue from Omni system and the premium is different, this one I think you have to, because this is the AXA product. So in Omni system, if the plan is the same, there are no changes. We just migrated the product. We didn't change the premium setting. Unless it is a different product, but if it's Omni AG, there shouldn't be any premium difference. If there is, kindly escalate to your marketing officer. We will need to check in terms of the mapping, or maybe the plan type that was not chosen correctly. But I have an experience where the premium different by few hundred. This is my personal experience. What happened is that in prior year, the particular classification, I think it was set into class 1, but when it was renewal, the correct classification for that particular class is I think it is actually class 2 or 3. What's the occupation again by your case earlier?
Class 2.
Class 2. It was class 2. So that, if that's the case, because last year when it was issued under Smart PA, there were no proper, how do you call that, proper mapping of the, basically, if you say it's class 1, then it's class 1, although it's not class 2, although the actual occupation is class 2. But right now, we try to make control because we don't want that, you know, it was wrong classification in the event that we have classified that particular class as a wrong class. And when in the event of claim, we will have to actually, we either they will repudiate or we will have to call back in the premium, the shop premium. So we don't want that. So in that particular case, if the classification of trade occupation is different, it will result in a different premium. But other than that, it should flow the same. Okay, the user manual can't find the answer. Then you have to reach out to your servicing officer. If the user manual is not there, the servicing officer, then you will have to reach out, because if the user manual can answer everything, then the servicing officer will not have a job as well. I won't have a job. Okay, employer would like to buy PA for their intern. How to comply for 5 times salary requirement? Okay, so first of all, the intern doesn't fulfill. Okay, if let's say in terms of, usually intern is getting paid about 800 and all, so it doesn't justify the 5 times salary plan as well. So you usually under this kind of case in the company, they will actually have a group PA and all, but intern in this case, you have to send the referral cases, part of a referral. But I'm not sure, to be honest, I'm not sure how the underwriter gonna determine the salary requirement for this particular case. But I think you can actually reach out to your marketing officer, right? Get the marketing officer to check with the underwriter. Yeah, because but usually in circumstances where it's a normal circumstances, we cover the staff and also the PA is actually 5 times just to cover the income. Has to be 5 times more lah. But okay, so difficult to get notes of previous training. The notes from the prior training is actually available in Omni AG on the service portal. In fact, I have also, like, some of the notes when my computer had issue last week, I also downloaded it from Omni AG as well. So it's actually there. Okay, maybe what I'll do is that I think I have but I don't have an agent logins with me now, but it's actually at the portal. There's this particular team, Fatah's team. Jackson always upload it into the portal, so that particular portal you can see a lot of the training manuals, because I don't have the agent screen right now for me to show. But it's actually available. But what I'll do is that maybe I'll get the marketing officer afterwards to remind again where can actually that particular information to be retrieved. There's actually a self-service portal. Prior to this, last time in AXA, we have to manually send to the agent, but right now they can actually download it themselves in the service portal. How many off on weekend can't answer? People also need the work-life balance. If they don't answer, then you know, at the end of the day, depends on who you work with and how they work lah. Okay, but weekend, then you know, you also have to plan how things works. Unless it's very urgent, I think if any urgent matters, there are the VPs or the branch managers usually will take the responsibility to assist. Okay, yeah, the Smart PA user manual will only be ready by Thursday, because we still have another training on Wednesday. Okay, take up a new policy with GMI for hire some insured. Okay, the thing is that when they have a policy with usually what happens is that we strongly do not encourage having 2 policies. When it comes to, if you have 2 PA policies, we strongly do not encourage that. In fact, if you do have 2 policies, right, you are required to declare, and then it is up to the underwriter to actually accept it. It will trigger as a referral case if you have 2 policies. That's because in the event of claims, they will actually check. So other than it's a waste of money for the insured, but at the same time, usually they will actually check. So we don't advise having two policies. We strongly don't encourage that. If anything, then let's say there is just get one policy, and then there maybe you get the top
Kalau dia
end.
orang pancing.
Premium is cheaper by Omni, less than RM10. This one I'm not sure. Okay. Previously in AXA, there is no 5 times salary. Actually, in AXA, okay, we internally, maybe we don't declare it, because honestly, I'm not sure whether it's part of the questionnaire or not. Because we, first of all, we didn't change our fee underwriter. It's still the same underwriter. In fact, the person that created the product, from Smart PA Enhanced, the initial Smart PA Enhanced since AXA time, is still here and is still with us. By right, she should be actually joining, but today she's actually on annual leave. They are traveling, so that particular person is actually still around. So the requirement of 5 times, it is actually quite standard. We have to justify the sum insured to have at least 5 times. But maybe people are not aware of, even a marketing officer, maybe some not aware of. When I initially joined also, I wasn't aware of that until something happened, then made me learn, yeah, you are required to have that 5 times to determine your annual sum insured. Actually, the reason to have that is only to justify, it has to be at least 5 times to justify. If not, then you don't earn that 5 times, then why are you having such a high sum insured, those kind of things. Okay, why is the limit of 5 stars so low? Thought that it should be 15 times below age and 10 times for both years. Susan, I'm not very sure of this, to be honest. I think I'm also curious now that you mentioned. Let me check back with the underwriter. But you also try to reach out to your marketing officer if for the follow through to get this particular answer of yours. Okay, to comply with the 5 times salary requirement, does it mean the retiree cannot buy the Smart PA Enhanced? For the retiree, I'm not sure, because retiree, okay, but in terms of the five times, it will trigger as a referral case. Yeah, you can buy Smart PA Enhanced. Retiree is one of the occupation that is available, but it will trigger a referral case. To be honest, once it's referred, what information that the underwriter will actually ask, I'm not quite sure. But I think what I'll do is that I want to follow on this, because this is actually quite a good point. The additional information that we wanted to have for retiree, because on my side, I know I have a lot of insureds that are retiree as well, especially with the uncle ages. Most of the insured that are retiree. So thanks for asking, but also at the same time, do check with your marketing officer for the follow through. Since during and after COVID, all the trainings were conducted via virtual, and the business given by agents that affected the company production. Given any loss by attending the meetings, hope now companies starts to recover, provide some news to attendees. This one is beyond what I cannot answer, but also take note, there's also OCC guidelines that we have to comply of. So as much as we wanted things to be as easy as it is, we are also very strongly governed by Bank Negara on a lot of things. Jackson, okay, thanks Jackson. The user guide notification general, okay, if you guys can see, let me just share this. Yeah, Jackson has done so usually the thing is actually being shared by Jackson. So all those user guide and training, if you guys can see, bear with me. If you guys can see or not my screen.
Yes.
Okay, cool. So this is actually, okay, this is the service portal, right? On the notification there, then you can see this is where you actually download. You can download. Service portal means what? The background is blue in color, right? Your Omni AG background is light blue in color. When you want to log in, you key in the background is blue. The sales portal will be the one that is in red. But usually we can go through sales portal from the service portal. So we always use the service portal. So this is where you can actually download all your training materials. And we got, yeah, see, Jackson there is actually the one that helps us upload a lot of things. Okay. 5 times too low. Please relook at this threshold. Okay, we will escalate this message to the underwriter. Can you Omni department when do the reset password time? Can we this one we also face the similar frustration. That it's only available for 30 minutes. I haven't really find out what's the logic behind it, but let me try and find out if we could actually extend the time. But I can't guarantee anything. I can escalate this to IT, the IT head, whether it's possible or not, but I'm not sure. Yeah, because we understand the agent sometimes goes out and didn't see the message, but let me try and see what we can do about this. Okay, if parent want to buy for the PA, some insured 100K for his daughter, we still need to submit for approval. Yes. Anything, yes, you will have to submit for approval. Okay. So why cannot a person buy another policy to narrow the gap for the salary range? Susan, good question, but I'm not the underwriter here. People can get promotion, higher salary, another policy to narrow the gap. That's actually a good question. But under circumstances where let's say they want to top up the sum insured, they can top up by revising the plan upon renewal, but always look back to the existing plan. Let's say you are still allowed to upgrade your existing plan, right? You are allowed to upgrade to your existing plan. But if let's say you're having 2 policy, then you don't. But usually the upgrade of your plan is during the renewal time. About for children or student retiree can buy up to how much? The threshold and retiree, this one, I'm not sure on this because plan to how much usually is based on plan, the referral trigger. So I'm not the underwriter here, so I won't be able to answer. So this one, I'm sorry to say, you have to also follow up your marketing. So the marketing officer will have to find out from the underwriter. What is last entry age for this policy? 65, not mistaken. Smart PA Enhanced is 65, but renewable up to 100. I can't, I'm not quite sure, but I 65. Can someone help me with that?
69.
Yeah, 65, right?
69.
And then renewable up to
100.
100. Okay, correct. Thanks.
69. Yeah, you can buy up to age 69.
Oh, age 69. Sorry, it's 69, renewable up to 100. Thank you. Okay, or we should change the proposal as father and life assured as daughter so we don't have to submit. Jordan, sorry, can I, my battery is running low. Or we should change the proposal as father and life assured as daughter so we don't have to submit. Under what circumstances is this? Because proposal as father and life assured as daughter. Okay, is it for retiree? Okay, is the housewife entitled to purchase this policy? Yeah, of course. Yes, you can. Housewife can buy policy. Can do more improvement available at the maximum sum insured versus salary and upgrade takeover plan for proposal should be imposed supporting document but not adjust such cases. Then, Sean, yes, I think is something that we could actually look into. This one. Basically on the maximum limit, we don't if let's say cases where it is worthy of justification, you have to provide the particular information to your servicing officer as well so that they can escalate to underwriter for underwriter further consideration, because sometimes we have how do you call that, the director's wives or whatever, or that they put as the PA or whoever. So these are the things that that for business reason, because as long that it doesn't breach the policy condition, then it should be fine. If it's referral, then they can take a look at it. They don't mind looking into it. Okay. Okay. The Susan on the rigid to only upgrade upon renewal. Okay. This question I definitely cannot answer. Because of if let's say for example we wanted to renew or whether it is easier to buy another. The whole reason why it's not encouraged to buy another is because there's another policy. Then there are two policies that are involved. Okay, but if let's say if it's a midterm renewal, is something that we could actually midterm upgrade is something that we could consider. I'm not very sure in terms of the underwriting as well because the underwriter is not here. Because usually on my case, we will actually upgrade upon renewal, not during the midterm. But I think what we can do is that maybe you get your marketing officer to find out if the midterm changes is actually allowed, because I myself is not sure whether the midterm is allowed. But I'm pretty sure what I'm sure is that buying another policy is not encouraged. Okay, for upgrading the existing plan, if not mistaken, will not be entitled to reward. It has to start fresh. Your renewal bonus, yeah, your renewal bonus will be I think it's not start fresh. It's basically one how do you call that? 1 year down. Means but let me come back to you on this one. Yeah, and Chu and Guan, whoever your marketing officer is, yeah. Renewal bonus should be okay, but it's just that you are allowed to upgrade, but it will not take up that. It will not start as fresh. I think there's a specific calculation that will be involved, because as much as we do the thing that we come up with, the design, we try to benefit the customer as much as we can. We don't shortchange our customer. Okay, PA 100K, for PA 100K. Okay, PA 100K, if I want to, is this the question? The PA 100K is the sorry, the father and the daughter, right? Change the proposal as father and life assured as daughter. Okay, when we determine the sum insured is basically on the person that we are insuring. Basically the life of the person that we are insuring. So but if let's say for example, if the life of the person that I'm insuring doesn't justify the sum insured, right, even the policy holder is on a different name, so we still look into the life assured life that we are insuring. So very much it still goes back to square zero, except for if let's say the occupation class 3 and class 1 is a different occupation, then we will treat the policy separately, because if let's say everyone is put into class 3, then that will not be beneficial for the insured. But nonetheless, when it comes to the smart PA, we are still looking at the person that the life of the person that we are covering. Okay. Every year we lose 5 years with good health. Now, last year, client a heart attack, diabetes, any of the critical illness. Can the continue to renew? Okay. This one, Gun, very much. We have to check back with the underwriter. Yeah, on this particular case. Because of the pre-existing condition. Pre-existing actually is part of the general exclusion in the policy, if not mistaken, right? For this particular smart PA enhanced. So, but your circumstances that the insured is actually already with us. It has always been with us. This is something that it's worth for you or your marketing officer to actually find out from the underwriter, because I also will try to find out from the underwriter myself on this particular case, because it's something that is good to know. Okay, immediate coverage. Okay, there is no intern. Okay, there's no intern in the designation list. Yeah, very much. We actually, that's why I said intern. We don't really justify their how are we going to justify the salary? But if it is part of the requirement to cover, is something that your marketing officer can actually look with the underwriter, because we look at that particular person as a person. Maybe their office is class 1, definitely is class 1, so maybe working the office or whatever. Or if the underwriter gives the approval, what happens is that the particular marketing officer can issue your policy back end with interns clearly stated, if the underwriter gives the approval. Is it necessary to inform the company if changes take place in the occupation? Okay, yes, you are required. If let's say, for example, suddenly your classification from class, let's say you're from class 1 to class 2 or class 2 or class 3, best practice is to advise the company on such changes as soon as you know on that particular changes. Reason being is that, okay, if they are going to the higher class or the lower class, there will be I mean, you have to notify, because in the event, first of all, in the event of claim, right, we would want to know, this will actually impact, if just in case it was found that, you know, the classification was not classified properly. So it becomes an issue when in terms of claim, right? And if let's say we wanted to change, if the classification is not correct, right? The insurance company has the right to repudiate the claims because of duty of disclosure is not fulfilled. But most of the time we are not that cruel lah, but we don't know who is the claim person that's handling the case. Maybe that one day you met someone that, you know, that doesn't want to help you, okay, feel that, okay, you don't disclose the information, so you breach your duty of disclosure, then you don't want to pay. So always best practice, anything, if there is any changes in terms of your material facts, it's always best to notify the insurer company, right? Send an email, the marketing respond, not respond, but at least back yourself up. Okay, too much claim, generally can choose to reject renewal. So I think they will do the same to reject if client develops critical illness diabetes. That's why we can have a perception, because I'm not sure, and I do not want to answer something that I'm not sure of. Whether because sometimes, yeah, most of the time, yes, if there are many claims, we don't want to renew. In other classes, in fact, there are also, if claim experience is not healthy, it's not good, then we won't. But usually it's because of a repeating trend, or there's the claims is too massive. But if it's something that is still considerable, I think most of the, I mean, as much as I know, as long as I've been working here, we do not really decline. So if it's just a one-off case, it's something that, you know, they are willing to consider. Listing of manual occupation, yeah. Yes, this is actually possible. We have intention to share it with agents in terms of the occupation listing, so that the agent can know in advance on where the trade codes, the classification class for this kind of work. But I think what I'll do is that I will share the listing with Jackson, and then get Jackson to upload it in the in the portal, so that agents who wish to get hold of the listing can actually get hold of the listing. Okay. Okay, thank you so much. If there's no questions, I'm gonna return the floor to Fatah.
Dah habis dah. Let's go to stop.
Dah return the floor to you, Kak Fatah.
Okay, thank you, Fitria, for answering all the questions. We have actually overrun the session by 45 minutes. So thank you everyone for attending the session. So for those who have actually missed out today's session, we have a second session on Wednesday from 2:30, if I'm not mistaken, 2:30 until 3:30. So MOs, kindly remind your agents to join in the second session if they have missed out to this session. All right, again, thank you very much to all our trainers for today.